Alright, hello fellow viewers and welcome back to yet another live stream where we try to get every shiny in the Safari Zone, which I usually do on my Emerald save file since that one gives me a lot of possible shinies, and Emerald in general just has more wild Pokemon to choose from. And this time I have a male Pokemon with Q-Charm in my team, because sometimes you can get some specific frames only when you have a Pokemon like this in the first slot of your team. And how you do that on Pokéfinder is you click on Synchronize, and then you see it turned into Q-Charm, and then you select your either your male or female lead. And then it gives you the option either male lead 50% female target or male lead 75% female target, and so on and so forth, all the ones that exist in the game. So you need to not be stupid like me and just assume that a lot of Pokemon are 50-50 even though they're not. I'm speaking from experience, so definitely make sure that you select the correct one. But yeah, that is the one new thing that I'll try now. And yeah, let's get to the RNGing. So we go to the Safari Zone Area 5 now, which is one where we oh wait, that is definitely not the correct frame. So I'm going for a Mareep, and as you can see, if I hit generate, I get a frame, but that's like 67,000. That's way too long of a wait. So what I do is I have a synchronizer, which, for example, this Espeon here, an adamant one. If I can hit generate now, see, there's so many more frames now that give me a shiny Mareep. So I always take the earliest one. Delay is 261 since we're using Sweet Scent, and let's go. Enough talk already. But I always like to first explain what will be done, or if anything is new, a different process, a different kind of RNG. But yeah, I haven't really used Q-Charm all that much during my RNG manipulation shiny hunts. Alright, so if you're looking for Area 5, this is it. It has a body of water and also a couple of grass spots. This would be Area 6, which is a different area that we're also gonna get to. And then you find a grass spot. Unfortunately, there are some NPCs around that unfortunately can, by just merely turning around and walking around, can actually change your frames, so they can advance frames, and then you end up not hitting the frame that you wanted. Unfortunately, that's a problem that exists in the Safari Zone. If you're not aware of that, well, just now you've heard it. So I would have loved to know that before I started my RNG manipulation journey, so to speak. Good luck. Thank you, darling. Yeah, I'm gonna need it. This is the Safari Zone where I can fail shinies. I think this is the format. I do different live stream formats, but out of the live shiny Pokemon ones that I do, the Safari Zone is definitely one that pricks the most, I guess. I mean, the failure rate is quite high. I cannot actually control how the battle will go. I cannot use any Pokemon with False Swipe or a move that lets the opponent sleep. Like, I don't know, Spore is very is a move that I commonly use. If it's not Spore, it's Yawn. Can't really do that. You are just out there in the Safari Zone as a human. Well, you got your Pokemon with you, but you're not allowed to send your Pokemon out into the battle, and the game doesn't let you. And that means that, well, I can RNG the fact that I can maybe RNG the shiny and the gender, depending on if the trainer ID, secret ID combination gives me slots for that, or frames, because sometimes it doesn't, and there's not really a lot that you can do in that case. But yeah, still, I cannot RNG manipulate the Pokeball. If the shiny breaks out and flees, then that's it. I gotta try again. That's just how it is. And up until now, to my knowledge at least, and if there's a way to manipulate that, please let me know. I would love to know that. That would be very practical. Especially seeing a shiny flea that you really want, like that shiny Heracross. That really stings. That is really, ugh. Well, it's not a full odds shiny, that would hurt even more. But I would never be crazy enough to do that. I'm only crazy enough to do Safari shiny hunts when it's RNG manipulation. Otherwise, no, I do not have the guts for that. Alright, so the first timer just hit 0, and if everything goes well, I might have hit a specific frame that I want, and in this case, no, this is a normal Sunkern, and I'll try again. I just need to be as precise as possible, which is or not just one, but 2 frame perfect inputs, and the time window is 1/60th of a second, so 1 divided by 60. So you're definitely, or most likely, not gonna get it the first time. I almost never do. There's streams where I was on fire, I have to say, but unfortunately they seem to be quite rare. I wish they would be on fire, figuratively speaking, more often. But yeah, it's 2 inputs that really need to be very precise. It's a very short time frame that you need to react. And that really made me appreciate certain speedrunners even more, because they have to basically do that over and over again. And with me, it's just waiting, then once, and then waiting, and then once again, and that's it. Not like with some old, for example, a game that I really love to see being sped run is the original Super Mario Bros., the jump and run on the NES. And the reason for that is that we are, as human beings, extremely close to the perfect theoretical time that we can do or perform on a TAS or TAS. So that stands for a Tool Assisted Speedrun. And usually a TAS shows you what's the mathematical limit. As in, a perfect player with perfect knowledge, or at least the knowledge that we have, how quickly could you beat the game? And we are very close. I think it's a matter of milliseconds now that we're close to the mathematical paragon of a score, or at least not score in this case, but time. There are also score runs sometimes in games, where it's basically how many points can you get, or getting the maximum amount of points in the minimum amount of time. Another min-maxing thing. That's also interesting, but I mean, it's been a while since that was a people just don't care much about points in video games anymore, high scores at least. I think that era is not over, but it's not the main dominant thing anymore in games. Don't mind me opening a snack for myself. It seems to be that my viewers are very shy. Oh, jeez, it's really warm again. It says 24 degrees, but it feels like much warmer. Need to find a solution. This room is always getting very warm in the summer. But I'm not surprised, of course, with the amount of technology and computers, game consoles just running in this very small room, basically. Hey there, Fiery Chameleon. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Shout out to one of my Patreons, the Fiery Chameleon. Hopefully you're doing great. Hey, who's texting me? It's always when I stream, it's really, I guess, funny. Oh, hey there, William 5 million. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Games that feel arcadey are very niche nowadays. Yeah, one game where score run, I guess, I know that's not the actual term for it, but I always call them that. For example, would be Super Monkey Ball. That's where I still see runs in that category, where basically they try to get as many bananas as you possibly can in the quickest time possible. And that's sometimes more impressive than the speedrun. But there's not a lot of games that allow for such a category, I guess. There's a lot of shinies that we can get now. You've seen a Snubbull before. That is also a shiny that hopefully I will get. What else? We have a Hoot, a Spinnerack, a Pom I've already gotten, but I don't mind double shinies. Reap is what I'm looking for right now. Can also get a Stantler and a Gligar. And the Adamant Synchronizer is going to help me, because on some of these without any Synchronizer I will not get, unfortunately, not get any shiny frames. But I should get a Reap one pretty soon. I mean, there's so many of them here. I was really wondering how come I haven't gotten one last time. To be fair, I was more or less looking for shinies on the water. Maybe I should have eaten that before. I don't know how some people feel. They hate it when someone eats on stream and others don't mind. Definitely always, or try to always have something to drink though, because especially during these temperatures, that's definitely needed. And apparently there should be a storm coming up now, or pretty soon. But I don't see anything. So, how has everyone's weekend been until now? I know for some of you it's very, it has just begun. For others, though, it might already be Sunday morning. Ah, yes, the quirky things that happen when you have an audience that's international. But to be fair, I wanted this. I think that's definitely more interesting. Don't want to keep seeing the same things over and over again. Although I do like repetition in some aspects. Right, let's see. See what that was. Or what that will result in. A Sunkern again. Forgot if the last one was also female in level 33. I might actually start calibrating if it takes too long. Usually I'm very calibrate lazy. I have to admit that. Usually try because I know the correct delay. Usually always trying to get it like that. Alright, let me maybe... Oh, the guy hasn't moved yet. That was good. Yeah, there's some that I can get. Might as well show this off with Q-Charm. So I have a male lead then, if I use the Delcatty in my team. And then, well, without anything here, I do not get any shiny Mareep frames. But with Q-Charm, I actually get one. And sometimes Q-Charm, not always, sometimes it gives you results where the synchronizer doesn't. Although I have found that the synchronizer will usually gives you more interesting options or more. Right, so no Spinarak shiny frames with that. Also no Hoot Hoot, also no Snubble, Stantler, nope. Gligar, oh, it gives me one frame. But yeah, usually I found that the synchronizer yields me more shiny frames. Might as well, maybe I'll try for Gligar, and then I might accidentally hit a Mareep frame instead. Sunkern I've already gotten. Also have a lot of frames for that one. And Apom is also one that I already have. But yeah, let's, I mean, the stream has only started, so I'm definitely interested in what I will get. And hey there, Kaiser comes in. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Shout out to one of my Patreons, Kaiser Kamazin. Hopefully you're not sweating as much as I am. Usually, you know it, I'm not a sweaty person, but even I know my limits sometimes. With that small room, and if you're hearing wind, that's me just using the fan. Yeah, but anyway, the room that I'm in, basically the computer room that my husband and I use, and it's the smallest room in our apartment, and unfortunately heats up a bit in the summer, so even that makes me sweaty even though I'm not. But other than that, I'm doing good. The weather is very nice indeed. Really tired today, and I see. Hopefully you don't have to do anything big today. I'm a bit tired myself. Yeah, sometimes you just have these kind of days where you feel like you have to you have 10 kilograms additionally to run around with, you know. But hopefully this will at least amend to some degree. This isn't PE class, I'm not asking you to move a lot, so just be lazy, enjoy being lazy. And this is what I want, but the pink one is, the shiny one is pink, the pink one is shiny. That is what my brain wanted to say, but yeah. That's not how you go about saying the shiny is pink. Thankfully it's a Saturday, so I don't really have to do anything, that's good. But bleh, I feel gross. Yeah, I get it. Know how that feels. Alright. No. What am I instinctively wanted to go north, even though that doesn't give you anything. And unfortunately that little NPCs just walked a couple of steps. Well, that's very unfortunate. But yeah, these safari zones sometimes is very tricky. I wonder if we're gonna hear cawing tonight. Like not the last stream, but the stream I did before that one. There was a crow just cawing very loudly and flying around the apartment. So if that happens, you just know I feed the crows. Because I think it's very funny, and they're fascinating creatures. They're very intelligent. They know my car, they know my face, they recognize me from kilometers away. I mean, I get recognized in West Germany, at least the parts of West Germany that are close to Luxembourg. And pretty much everywhere in Luxembourg they recognize me as well. Also in some parts of France and Belgium. It's pretty funny. Oh god, it seems like Biden might drop out of the campaign. The US is screwed. Oh wait, I actually have not watched the newest interviews with him yet. Or all of those interviews or debates, I haven't watched them yet. And I planned on doing so, but reading this gives me a very bad feeling. Not saying he's a excuse me, not saying he's a good choice, but he's not the worst choice, you know? Who would replace him though? It's in November, right? That's where the elections are held place. Not looking good, definitely not. Oh, and the Fiery Chameleon, if you're still there, just let me know when you'll be able to do the rest of the trades. And same goes to you, Kaiser Karmazin. If you cannot figure out a nickname for the Pokemon that you want for this month, that's okay. I'll just trade it over whenever you find a very good fitting name. Alright, let's see. What do I get now? Keep getting sun currents. doesn't really matter who replaces the guy, the cycle will just repeat itself. That's true as well. I mean, I wouldn't call myself a Democrat either, because, well, I don't agree with everything. Well, okay, to be fair, there's no real political party where I would say I agree 100% with that party. But at the same time, I mean, if I would be able to vote in the US, I would probably vote Democrat, not because I think they're good, but because I think they're the less bad option. I know that's not a lot to go on, but I don't know if you can... I mean, there's some third parties as well. Well, unfortunately, they have a very small voter base. That's actually a cultural shock to me as a European, because we have so many... Geez, we have a lot of political parties. Oh, hey there, Arch. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Are you done with the bot thing on Discord? Or do you need to install something? Like another bot? Just let me know in case. That's the thing. I think it's a good thing that Biden is dropping out of the campaign. He's way too old and someone in the Democratic Party should be taking over. Only chance Democrats gonna win is by getting... Well, I mean, they should have set Bernie Sanders on that pedestal, but not saying that he's a wonderful, perfect politician, but it's like the least radical right out of them, or he's not a neoliberal. And yeah, agreed, it's a pick your poison situation. Yes, it definitely is the choice between bad and a very bad. Yeah. Not that our politicians are really that much better. There's another organization in Luxembourg that kind of gets help from the state. And they kind of stole 60 million euros from taxpayers' money. And that just happens over and over and over again in Luxembourg. And every single time I read it, I get disgusted. It's just, that's, you know, I'm very well aware that there's also corruption going on in my country, unfortunately. And that's not the only corrupted thing going on. Unfortunately. Can't believe I have to say this, but... Hey there, Ahmed. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Not too hot, not too... not melting yet. I mean, I need to get the economy set up, but I need your opinions for what levels, arcane or whatever, I should give out prizes. Alright, but don't really have a lot of experience with that. Maybe you need to, or just tell me in a DM, like, what are the usual values? Sorry, my mom needed me for a second, no problem. And no need to say sorry. Definitely know how it is when your mom needs you. Especially lately, I'm also helping my mom a lot. Spinal surgery is no joke. And another sun kern, and again in the 30s. Lots of corruption in the world, rip. Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, I can't complain. There's countries on this planet that are even much worse, where I wouldn't even be allowed to do this because I would be a woman, and then I would need permission from my husband or something like that, or because I would be a certain group, then I wouldn't be able to do that, yada yada. I mean, in that case, I got it very good in Luxembourg. Really can't complain, but still, unfair things like that, they make me angry, you know. Doing well. I know I can't melt since I'm used to it. Yeah, that's true. I mean, what you think of as that's okay, we would probably all melt. I think the problem with Biden dropping out is that we that we are already halfway through the campaign season. Yes, that thought crossed my mind, Kaiser Kamas, and I was like, yeah. He's dropping out now, and it's pretty late because the voting is in November, yeah. Would have been a smart idea to lead with this, not drop out now. Yeah, I agree. I guarantee whoever the Democrats put forward now will be somehow less popular than Biden and won't have the time to redeem themselves. Yeah, that is definitely warranted, that fear. But let's see who will come and take his place. Needs to be someone who, at least rhetorically, can stand out from Trump. The assassination attempt of his, where he got Van Gogh, or Van Gogh, I think that's more accurate. Unfortunately, that has helped him. That was good for his image. I have to admit that. And yeah, that is looking pretty grim, yeah. Should have happened way before the election started, but I don't think having Sleepy Joe keeps on steering the ship into icebergs. Yeah. I have a feeling that Biden's former vice president Kamala Harris will run, but she's insanely unpopular. Yeah, yeah, I think I've seen why she is so unpopular. But it's crazy that we need to scramble up some kind of half psycho to go against a known sex offender and, you know, the rapist without the G and a fraud. And that a person like that can just run as president. I don't know, it feels like I'm in Idiocracy right now. It feels unreal, it's like a parody. Like, where are the hidden cameras? This can't be real. But it is real. Yesterday I roasted my sister so hard she was taking the trash. I said, wow, for the first time trash goes through the trash can on its own. Oh, jeez. Are you sure you roasted her or did you burn her? You don't get it, Jana. All these things are just accusations. Trump is chosen by God. He would never... yes. Excuse me. I forgot he was chosen by God after all, yeah. What a God that is, huh? No, I don't want another sun kern. Where's the shinies at? And here we go being political again. Always happens. That or morbid. Or something just very weird. Or maybe something philosophical. Or math, but I haven't seen a human name in a while. Hope he's doing alright. Okay, that was smooth. No encounters in between. But yeah, I wonder who it's gonna be and how that will look like. All I can hope for if Trump gets re-elected is that well, that people, that I just hope that in these 4 years where he serves, that he won't be able to do the stuff he planned, and then after that he cannot be re-elected again, and then hopefully he kind of jinxes himself. But I think that might be wishful thinking. Another reason why Trump is better, he has appearances on movies, and Biden Home Alone 2. Yeah, he was in Home Alone 2. I remember seeing that scene as a kid. I had no idea who that guy was. And now when you rewatch it, it's just weird. But I have one version of the movie where they cut that scene out. I guess that happened after his presidency or something. Seeing the Democrats getting absolutely destroyed by the Republicans this year's election is like watching a football team steamroll another football team 56. I'm just afraid of the Project 25 or 2025 and all the very regressive things the Republicans want to do. You know, it's gonna... I know this might sound like scaremongering, but it appears to at least regress to some extent into a theocracy of some kind. And you do not want a theocracy. You can be religious and stay religious, that's okay, right? But the state, or at least the government bodies, should not be religious or tied to any religion at all, because that's always gonna go wrong, always. I've never seen any empire, any state, any city, any country, any dynasty, any kingdom, whatever you want, having religion close to governments, that always goes wrong. There's no good example in history. It's usually more like, oh, it's a bit more stable now than it used to be. And it's not going to work because you just have so many different beliefs. And I mean, it's also annoying. Just imagine you go around minding your own business, and then you buy a donut and you want to eat a donut, you know? You just had a long day, you just want something sweet, a bit of a little sugar sin, and then someone comes along and takes your donut away and says, yeah, you're not allowed to eat the donut because I'm on a diet. That's how it feels like, but even worse. When religious people tell you, no, you're not allowed to do that because of my religion, yeah, then don't do it. But I'm not part of that religion. That's not how this works. However, if that goes through, then oh boy, it's gonna get very uncomfortable. And I think there's gonna be a lot of women, or maybe also men, fleeing the country. Probably gonna get a lot more Americans in Europe. We already have more Americans living here than ever. Even in Luxembourg, there's a lot of Americans that can prove that they have ancestors from Luxembourg, and using that for a procedure to get a European passport, and then they flee to Luxembourg. That is something that definitely happens more and more. Oh no. Oh well, gonna do the reset again. Honestly, the Democrats are stupid in their own way. Yeah, definitely. Wild how so many Democrats are just refusing to vote this year or want to vote for a third party. You are literally throwing away your vote. That's the problems with the third party, isn't it? Hey there, Alex. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Not too hot, not too warm, not melting too much. Just gonna say I've been home alone, or you've seen Home Alone 100,000 times and never had anything crazy happening. You've been Home Alone, alright. Yeah, I mean, same, but it's a movie. Guys, didn't Saddam Hussein die in 2007? I actually forgot when that was. If America can protect Australia from China trying to invade us, that would be great. It would even be better if we didn't have wars in the first place or invasions, but I think that's a pipe dream for now. There's a lot of people who flee out of America. Most of my American friends wish to flee the States. Yeah, I mean, lately when the last time I did use the public transport in Luxembourg, I was actually surrounded by people from America that fled here because it turned out that they had ancestors from Luxembourg. And, well, they made it. And Americans are just very loud when talking among themselves in public transport. I don't mind it. It's just, that's how everyone basically who understood English in that train compartment could hear their story. Italians can be like that as well. It's getting colder by all the day. Oh, nice, you got some sleep. That's very good. 28 now, much better. Yeah, 28 is definitely a good temperature. Absolutely. Wish China and Russia and America weren't always at each other's throats. Definitely, I agree. Whew, definitely need to use the fan tonight. I'm not because I'm American, but because I'm literally hard of hearing. But nobody knows that. I see. Yeah, I understand that. Everyone I know who is hard of hearing, their voice volume is just much higher, but I mean, I think that's pretty normal for these people. But I like that. Some people, they're talking like this. Hello, I was so, and then I went there, and then you're like, what? Huh? Speak up! I can't understand what the heck you're saying. And I do appreciate people who speak loudly and clearly. I don't have hearing problems, but I do have sensory input, like, I guess a disorder. My brain doesn't filter it like it's usually done. And I hear the fizzling of a fizzy drink nearby, or just any other random noise emitting from, I don't know, a lamp or a refrigerator or machine. I hear that as loudly as I do the person speaking to me, and then it just mixes up, and then I just have to ask like an idiot, hey, can you say that again? I just couldn't make it out. People think I'm deaf or something. And another sunkern, wow. Hey there, Whiskers55, welcome back to the stream, how you doing? Saddam Hussein was hanged on December 30th, 2006. And I'm born on December 16, 2007. We are both from Tikrit, so I'm Saddam Hussein as new body. Are you saying you're a reincarnated version of him? Oh yeah, I was just about to go north again because of muscle memory, you know? But nope, that didn't happen. It has been so long since he... Jeez, I still remember seeing that in the news. It's already been that long. Soon it's gonna be 20 years ago. Time sure flies. I hear cawing outside, even though it should be past their bedtime now. Or roost time, I guess. Nest time? But how come I'm not getting any reaps? Maybe I will go for a Gligar instead, or a Spinarak. Just to change things up. Or, wait, what do I get again from surfing? There's the whooper I can get. I can also get quirky whoopers, right? Yeah. Actually be a bit better. At least nature-wise, even though adamant would also be good and has better IVs. It gives me more. Right, Stantler is that. Gligar only gives me 2. I think I'm going for a Gligar in the vain hope that maybe I'll accidentally also hit another shiny frame. But it is bizarre, especially in this area. It seems to be that my frames often get advanced without my knowledge, probably because of these NPCs. Hey there, Smoky Mario, welcome back to the stream. How are you doing? Doing good? Not melting? Don't forget to hydrate today. I was at a Asian supermarket, is why I'm late. Hey, no problem. No one's late here. You tune in whenever you want to and whenever you like to. And yeah, you missed the politics talk. But we still haven't had the philosophy talk though. But a couple of morbid things have been said though. So yeah, stream going as usual. Till now, no shiny, unfortunately. Alright, let's see. Nope. Right, let's go for the Gligar frame. Politics are scary, yeah, exactly, and especially the way they're going now, they're extremely scary, I might even say. But yeah, if you don't want to talk about that, we can talk about something else. That's how I basically am. Ask me how my day has been. Can't really tell you too much. Not that good at that kind of talk. Oh, shucks, I have to do that again. Actually interesting, I started ADHD medicine yesterday. Oh, okay. And my anxiety has gone like way down, so that's nice. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, anxiety is a tough thing to deal with. People completely underestimate how anxiety just tears you up from the inside. It's poof. Like, you can be a super genius and very competent, but if you have anxiety problems, you're gonna look inward and think that you are the most incompetent fraud ever, even though it's not true. And that's the, unfortunately, the power of anxiety. It's, if you haven't gone through it, it's very hard to completely understand how it feels like. So yeah, that's amazing that that has gone way down. So yeah, try to catch your breath now. Try to enjoy the tranquility. Try to calm down, wind down. Because your nervous system needs it, trust me. You can't function on just high anxiety mode for too long. We're just not made for that. Didn't realize it, but I think my anxiety was caused by my ADHD. Like, I guess my brain needs some sort of stimulation, so it worries to give it something to do. Yes, that's a very common occurrence. I mean, ADHD and anxiety are very comorbid, so that means comorbidity is like something else that usually accompanies a specific neurotype. ADHD or ADD people very often are very anxious. Same for autists. There was a very long time where I had social anxiety as well. To the point where I just, back in one high school that I closed myself, I shut myself in the girls' bathroom toilet, just so I could be unobserved and by myself. And yeah, that's of course obviously not healthy. So when that went down, I don't have it anymore, and like nothing. It's almost like never, like I had never had anything. And I'm glad that that's over. That's just a lot. It's just something. It's a huge burden. Anxiety. It really is, and it's more often than not unjustified. If you guys want to get positive advice, type Lawson Wallace. He's an old sweet guy with good advices. Or is he like that YouTuber who basically made videos, or makes, I think he still makes them, where he teaches you how to repair something, or how to tie a bow, or something like that. You know, if you never had a dad who showed you these kinds of things, is it like that? Because that is very wholesome. And I'm glad that there's YouTubers out there who do that. Need more wholesome things on the internet. Already have so much crazy stuff on there, and with crazy I don't mean the interesting crazy kind of things, but the I can't believe someone recorded this or made this and put it on the internet for the whole world to see kind of crazy. You know what better deep life advices? Okay. Back then, when my grandma was still alive, I went to her. It's an ambipom. The anxiety sucks, and in a lot of cases it's not useful. I mean, it can be, but definitely not in the way I worry. Yeah, I used to be I still am, to be fair, an overthinker, and that is not nice. To be fair, it's not as anxious as it used to be, and my social anxiety has definitely faded, but sometimes I still have to battle with, what if this happens, what if that happens, I need to overthink that in case this and this and this happens, and then just, it's a never-ending story. Trying to think of something nice then, because it's not always productive. And sometimes you just waste, I mean, a bit strictly speaking, you kind of waste brain resources for that, when you could be just using the same resources in your brain to come up with something creative, or just anything constructive. Still have anxiety, but now if I worry about something, I can actually tell my brain I don't want to worry about that, and it will actually listen. Yeah, when you can do that for the first time, you're definitely flabbergasted. You're like, wait, this is possible? Oh wow. Yeah, been there, done that. And then there's people who never had that problem. To them, this is normal. Just goes to show how many neurotypes there are, how many thought patterns and just behavioral patterns are present in human society, basically. There's just so much variation. I love drugs. Yeah, those are the legal kind of drugs. I mean, one drug, that's Xanax is what you call it. It is a prescription drug, but I do see a lot of people apparently abuse it, as in they buy it off of the streets, which, I mean, obviously you shouldn't. But then that is pretty interesting that a prescription psychiatrist medication like that can just become a street drug. Was at a gaming night today in town, and suddenly a mother and her kids came in, and her kids immediately flooded my brother's PS5 as I saw my brother sigh in his body language. Ah, yes. Hopefully the kids didn't do anything too bad. I had that thing happen the last Sunday, where I was with the Amateur Astronomer Club. We were installing solar telescopes and pointing them towards the sun, so you could actually see the sun up close without becoming blind. And one thing with these telescopes is do not touch the lens, because if you touch them, it's not the dust isn't the problem, but the fat, the oil that you have on your skin, that your skin just naturally produces, that's really hard to get off the lens, and then usually you need to get them cleaned professionally, and that kind of costs a lot in case you don't have the machinery or the right cloth for that. And yeah, the kids just kept touching the lens of the telescope, and I could the telescope is the property of one of our many amateur astronomers, and I could see him die a little inside each time the kid touched the lens. Can't blame him though, I really can't. I think we really need to put up a sign next time that says, "Do not touch the lens. Please don't." I was told it is often abused, so to hide it, but, well, I don't think any of you are gonna fly to North Carolina just to get my ADHD medicine. Oh no, North Carolina, that's very far away. But yeah, I definitely understand that a lot of Americans have trouble getting their medicine. Then there's a lot of different clauses that come to mind because of your special healthcare system. Let's put it at that. The kids didn't wreck it or anything, but it was funny. Yeah. Well, that's good then. The kids didn't wreck anything. I mean, I get it as a kid that you're excited to try something like that. But kids being kids, they sometimes can break stuff, or they make it dirty, or they touch things that they're not meant to touch. A 5,000 euro telescope lens, for example. Poor guy. Always when I caught the kids running towards the telescopes, I always said, please do not touch the lens, in 4 different languages. Because, well, we did have a lot of visitors from abroad who spoke maybe a little bit of English, and that's it. So I always had to, or from France, so one of those languages they were bound to understand. Hopefully the medication isn't too expensive though. Whew. Getting warmer and warmer here. Got the window open, but that doesn't even do anything. It's not really windy now, even though... Well, they said that it should rain or be rainy and stormy, but looks like that's gonna be in store for Sunday, not for today. Still not sure if I'll be able to stream tomorrow. Could be that I have to go outside, and then I probably won't be able. Right, 1 minute remaining. In any case, I'll let you know, of course. But that's why I changed it up. Usually the other area 4 should have been the stream for today, but because I wasn't sure if I would be able to stream tomorrow, that's why I changed it to area 5 for today. So that we at least can get see some new things, some new shinies. That is, of course, if the game lets me. I don't know, it's been... I think last Saturday, last Safari stream, I didn't get any. Alright, 4 seconds. Let's see. What do I get? Another sun. Alright, I think I should be starting to do some calibration now. I've been at it for an hour and still no shiny. Okay, so I got a Sunkern, and it's female. I think Sunkern is 50-50 gender. At least I don't see why it shouldn't be, but then again, I was wrong before. Even though there's no logical reason, I feel I must sleep with Jolteon plush always. Nah, that's cute. I have a couple of plushies above the bed. Sometimes they get changed and they get set or put towards the on the couch, basically. Alright, I'm gonna try and figure out what kind of frame I hit. So, good old TM10. Ever just sometimes convince yourself you need to do something for good things to happen? And it's completely dumb, where I just feel like I specifically need to sleep with a Jolteon plush. I kind of, yeah, like rituals that you know don't really help you per se, but they just give you the feeling that something good will happen. Yeah, I mean, I do get behind that, and I mean, there's no problem in doing that. You can just do it. If it makes you happy, you don't hurt anyone, why not? Okay, so it's a hidden power ice. And you get paralyzed by a lick, alright. Ice, there we go. And what nature are you? Hard, which is adamant. No surprise there, I mean, that is pretty normal if you use a synchronizer. That's what I'm expecting, actually. Alright, the frame that I wanted to hit is 15,168. You are a level 33 adamant ice. Right, there's a lot of those. Okay, I see. It's one of those that basically it's cloned again. And I can't really determine which one it is. I just can see that I'm pretty close again. Well, let's just try with this one and see if that works. Oh, wait. I need to hit update. There we go. Maybe that will work. Hey there, Kinux12. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Not melting from the heat, hopefully. No, you missed the first message. Oh, sorry. Was that the convince yourself? My brain will randomly decide you need to sleep with Espeon plush specifically tonight if you want good things to happen, and I'm just like, okay. Okay, that does sound like something someone with OCD would think. But I mean, I don't see the problem. You can just do it, and then if you feel relief from it, then why not? Oof, it's not hot, not... Oh, okay. So you're not sitting in the heat. Now you got some of your college work done. That's nice. I know that always takes up a long time, especially if you want to do a good job. Until now, no shinies. I don't know why. I just keep missing the frames, I guess. Right now, I'm looking for a Gligar, but and a Mareep. But I just keep getting normal Sunkern, not even the shiny ones. There we go. Gligar is on this frame. Hey there, James. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? No, you missed political discussion and a medical discussion, but otherwise, no shiny yet. Is there a way to do this with later generations? Yes, there is. But I only know how to do it in generation 3, 4, and 5. And I don't know about the 6 and up. But it's definitely possible. It just tends, at least I saw that the newer ones are very tedious. Maybe I'm the worst collector ever because I'm not collecting because I want to, but I want them to show off to people who die to get their hands on them. So you collect stuff to show it to people so they can see that object or just have an interaction with it before they die? Is that how you meant your comment? Yeah, the generation 4 and 5, that will definitely come as well. That will be for the future though. I want to finish generation 3 first. And I mean, for the generation 4 and 5 RNG, I need my a capture card for my new Nintendo 3DS XL. And that kind of, I mean, it does cost about like over 200 euros. But once I have that, I'd be able to stream that as well. Because I don't want to do it on emulator. I definitely want to do it on console, on retail. And filming it with a camera that's just not professional, doesn't give you good footage. I was outside and felt like I was gonna die, so I looked what the temperature was, and it's only 84 degrees Fahrenheit. What happened to tolerance to heat? Well, it also depends on how humid it is and how much. Sometimes it's just in the sun where it's too hot and not. Otherwise, it's okay. Alright. What did I get this time? If it even stays in the ball. There we go. Jinx that one. No, you just want to troll people, Amit? You just want to show off and say, I have it, na 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 na. That's mean. Alright, you are a level 35 Sunkern. Lockhart, I think that's Lax. At least it directly translates to Lax, and if I was the translator of this game, I would translate it as Lax. And you're a girl. Alright. Lax, where are you? There you are. And let's annoy the lady with the Kecleon again. Full cart man. Yeah, that's something he would do. Just, yes, please give me your pain, give me your sorrow, give me your negative emotions. Sometimes I will look up my neighbors' addresses on those house selling sites just so I can see what the inside of their homes look like. Yes, someone else who does that. And I don't want to see that in a creepy sort of way. I just want to see how the design looks like. I don't want to see how they live. I just want to see how the how it looks from the inside, basically. Right, so Borden, that's a ground type. That doesn't look like that is correct. Right, let's see if maybe I mistranslated the nature again. Alright, so look, yeah, it's relax, not lax. My bad. Relaxed, where are you? There you are. This frame, that would be weird. It's not level H2 then? H4? No, sometimes I get weird results like that where I just can't calibrate. Weird. I'm a Flareon, shaking my head. I should like the heat. Yeah, usually you should. I understand what you mean, James. I also have that. In 2018, a couple of my neighbors still had CRT TVs. I mean, a lot of people who play very old video games, often they still have CRT TVs because there's less frame lag on these. Especially players or lovers of Super Smash Bros. Melee know what I'm talking about. They usually keep the CRT TVs for that reason. Sounds weird, I know, but at least I'm not looking through their windows when they're not home or trying to break in. Yeah, I mean, nah, I get it. I'm like that as well. Sometimes I hide under my bed and pretend I'm a carrot. And then when the rabbit comes, that's the scary part. That's nothing I'm worse, I just don't show off, but I also treat those items in the shit way in front of people to make them angry. I'd clean my nose in photo of Charizard card to piss off everyone. Jesus, Ahmed, no chill at all. You just wanna see the world burn, do you? Wow, imagine spying. Did a 4-mile jog today. Oh, that's very good. My legs are killing me, but no, the address thing isn't creepy to me either. It's not like I'm trying to break into their homes. Yeah, I don't see you breaking into homes, to be honest. I don't know if I'm the only one, but every time I play an old video game and listen to the music, I get sad. Well, I think that's what nostalgia is. If you didn't know, nostalgia, actually the alja part is, it means pain. It's the pain you see from old stuff. That's basically what nostalgia means at its core. Maybe you're experiencing that, just missing the old times. Or there's another reason. My neighbors are like 60, 70-year-old women. I know they don't game, but sometimes when you're old like that, you don't care. I mean, if the TV still works, why would you need a new one? I'm also like that. I keep my stuff and I use it until it breaks to beyond the point where I can repair it. And if an old, like I have a the big screen TV that I have is older than some of my viewers in the chat right now, so if it still works, it works. Like that TV is from 2004. And I like it because it's very large, and the TV has in like the red, white, yellow plugs that I need for the old games, and it also has HDMI. And it has USB, and I never needed another TV. Not evil, I mean, other than the fact that I wish the world died in pain and slowly. I'm a sweet person. Well, I mean, I know there's a lot of unfair crap in the world, but I don't think the whole world needs to or deserves to die in pain. Actually, nostalgia is not a bad feeling, to be honest. I know, I'm just explaining where the word comes from, because usually it was meant that kind of feeling was what nostalgia refers to. But yeah, something can hurt in a good way, bittersweet, exactly. Dude, honestly, I never knew how good I had it as a kid until I lost everything. Yeah, that's unfortunately sometimes a truth that you become aware of. I'm older than your TV. Well, yeah, not everyone, but for the ones born after 2004, well, my TV is older than you. This game is older. The game I'm playing right now, that game is older than some of my viewers here. That save file is older than some of my viewers, actually. I have Chow that are older. Yeah, I have Chow that are, I think, from 2002 even. Off topic, but when we were discussing fashion earlier, I was told the CNA we had in England was super high end in the Queen shop there, apparently. Then again, it was the 90s, clothes were better. Okay, that would be complete news to me, because CNA is basically pretty much fast fashion, or at least mid-quality fashion, never super high-end. That wouldn't be CNA. I think that was a marketing ploy. In 2015, we had to rent a house while mine was getting rebuilt, and I'd used the CRT to watch Big Bang Theory on the Wii, using Netflix. It was so cool. Yeah. Back then when you could use Netflix on the Wii. You don't know how good a memory is until it becomes a memory. Yeah, it depends. Some memories are not so pleasant. How old are you again, Yana? I know, weird question, genuine curiosity, but you don't have to answer. Nah, it's okay. I'm 30. I was born in 1994. I know I don't look like 30. People get confused when I tell them. But yeah, I witnessed an era. I was, when I was small, cell phones were really small and they had no colors. When you had a cell phone back then with a color display, you were the coolest MF on the playground. CNA England and CNA Germany are two different companies. In the UK, the designers were based in London, and it was super fancy. Oh, okay, I never knew that. The stores shut down before I was born, but my relatives tell me everything. Yeah, you sound early 20s. Ah, you're 20. Part of the last generation to grow up without screens. Yeah, I mean, from the year you should be Generation Z or Z, James, but then again, you did grow up with some things that my generation grew up. People say I look 16 without the beard. Oh yeah, the beard can actually confuse people a lot when you're a guy with a beard. Sometimes you get wildly different answers. Well, to be fair, I can't grow a beard. And I don't want one actually, so gonna go for a moment. I will consume some H2O from the sea. That's 71% of Earth. Alright. I wouldn't advise you to drink water from the sea. A bit salty, but yeah, take care. Another stupid sunkern. I grew up without screens too. I got my first phone at like 14. Yeah, same. At my first, my first phone as a kid, but it was nothing like the phones we have today, right? It wasn't smartphones. And there was certainly no, like, internet on your phone. That was a completely new thing. And geez, we paid so much for texts and stupid wallpapers. And we paid for ringtones, which nowadays that sounds ridiculous, but back then that's how you got the best ones. Smart way to say drink water. Dihydrogen ox, yeah, I mean, sometimes you can test if people know the molecule of water. Sorry, my app crashed again. CNA UK had the same logo as you, just the quality of ours was much better. The Queen of England would not have shopped at fast fashion. Remember MSN? Yes, I remember MSN. Those were the times. Weird though how CNA here is, or well here, I mean there's still some stores in Luxembourg, but some of them closed down. But they were always fast fashion. Got my phone about 15 and it was my grandma's phone. Well, all the siblings are using iPhones and I still feel bad they don't have the new iPhone and I still use the same old phone. Yeah, I mean, I definitely understand how that feels, or how unfair that might feel. When I was like 6, I stole my mom's credit card to buy the Schnappy ringtone on her phone, and she had the same ringtone for years. Oh boy, James, you little gangster. For Schnappy, out of all the things you could steal money from your mom, you're buying a Schnappy ringtone. That's funny. I'm a weird Gen Z. I grew up with 80s, 90s OOs things. Kind of like my nephew, but that's because I took care of him a lot and I showed him these things. He's a Gen Z or Zer, but with a lot of millennial influence. Because of me. And I didn't really do that on purpose or anything. I don't know what you mean with the Messi Suarez Neymar comment. And maybe I shouldn't have read that out aloud, but you made me do that, so... If that makes you feel accomplished, then I'm allowing you to feel these feelings. Don't even know what is Gen Z or Gen Alpha, what the hell is this, and what generation am I? Well, generally it depends, it's not completely strict, but people born between 1945 and 1965 are boomers, so baby boomers, because they were born around the baby boom after the war. And the generation after that, from 1966 to about 1985, that's Generation X. And then from 1986 to, very often they say 1997, or some cut out at 1995, others at 1996, it depends. But usually those, that's my generation, that's Generation Y, or also called Millennial, because we were there when the new millennium appeared, and we were old enough usually to consciously just pick it up that it happened. So a 90s kid, that's usually a millennial. And then Generation Z is born, I think that's what you are, Ahmed. That's your generation. And Alpha is the ones that are being born now. There's differing opinions and definitions on the internet that you can find. And sometimes you have to take it with a grain of salt, because if you were born in 2000 or the early 2000s in Europe, you'd still be culturally more closer to a millennial than a Generation Z or Z person, because we still had a lot of 90s stuff being in or just being around when those times were happening. Gen Z is 1995 to 2012. Sorry, I'm back. No worries, and welcome back. My first console was the NES, same. I grew up with my grandma in Chile, and back in Chile was like 10 years behind in trends and technology. Yeah, sometimes that, as I said before, take it with a grain of salt. Depending on where you live, you might actually identify with another generation more than you do with the one that you're technically born in. And that's fine. My first console was a PS1 that I still have. It was given to me by my grandfather before he died. Oh, that's really sweet. So, take good care of it. The NES that I have wasn't mine, that was my father's. He gave it to me. The ideas of generations as a whole are a bit flawed. Yes, there's definitely arguments to support that case. I mean, what the similarities do people in 1995 and 2012 have other than a few commonalities? Yeah, and as I said before, sometimes it really depends who you were raised by. For example, my nephew, he's a very millennial-like Gen Zer, because I basically kind of I raised him, or I took care of him a lot. And of course I showed him all of my games, and that's why in some aspects he's culturally a millennial. The first console of mine was a Nintendo 64. That's the only console that I did not have growing up. But to be fair, I had multiple cousins and friends who always had one, so I always got to play. Even thinking about it, I don't have that much in common with people even born 4 to 5 years after me. Yeah, of course there's other things to consider as well. I also take it with a grain of salt. It's just that some patterns are definitely a thing. Like I see, sorry to say that, but a lot of boomers are very self-centered, and they tend to be the most Karen-like, or that they just waste stuff and energy, time, money, and they don't care. or they're very entitled and they think, oh, I had it easy, you have to have it easy as well. Don't complain so much, even though their housing situation and their employment situation has been outdated for over 50 years at this point. And I do see with Gen Zers or ZZ, whatever, depending if you're British or not, I see that they don't really understand, a lot of them, not all, don't understand folder structure on computers because they used smartphones or just iPads their whole time. N64 sucks. Well, it is one of the least good consoles Nintendo made. I know that's a very hard or very hot take, but I do stand by it. Still have my 3DS that my grandma bought me. I cherish it with love. Aw, that's cute. Boomer humor, I hate my wife. Haha. Yeah, I don't get that at all. If you hate your wife, then why did you marry her? I mean, I'm married as well, and I married that person because I love him. And don't make fun of your wife's choices if you are one of them. It's not really smart. Funnily enough, I have more in common with people born in 1995 than my own year. See, so you're spiritually a millennial. Still cawing outside. I wonder if you hear it as well. The worst Nintendo console that ever came out was, without question, the Virtual Boy, but that one never came out in Europe, so I was never traumatized by that one. That's fair, there honestly aren't too many noteworthy N64 games out there. N64 would have been one of the most revolutionary consoles if it just had a disk drive like every other console coming out then. Yeah, and that's where it kind of went downhill with Nintendo. If you looked at the SNES, it was more powerful than the competition, using old tech or old hardware. And they should have continued with that trend. And I completely agree with you, Kaiser Karmazin. If the N64 would have had a CD, a disk drive, that would have been much better. But they chose to stick with cartridges. What I'd give for a loyal woman in my life, and these pricks took their wives for granted. Yeah, I get that. Must be pretty tough now, being single. Definitely hear that from single friends, that the dating market, so to speak, is really hostile. It's very toxic. It's very competitive, but not in a good way. Spiritually think that generations are silly and it matters more in how you were raised. Yeah, I also think that says more about the person than the specific year. If N64 had CD, the N64 would hands down be of the greatest console of all time. Yeah, depending. I mean, they did try to launch a add-on for the 64 called the N64 DD, but that failed. Maybe they should have done that in the first place. The Switch can get by because of the internet, but you know. Yeah, apparently there's a Switch 2 in the works, right? After 3 draining years with my ex being single ain't so bad, I've learned a lot and I'm healing. Oh, that's very wonderful to read. And yeah, it's better to be single than trapped in a toxic relationship, definitely. Absolutely. More people need to hear that. Issue with the DD was that it's too little too late. Yeah, it was kind of at the end of things. Yeah, being single is rough, especially when you have OCD and the person you like is a dry texter. Oh, yeah, that must feel quite problematic. Oof. Or my autistic butt trying to understand a dry texter, or just them being angry because I didn't get sarcasm, but if you don't add smileys and I don't get the context. I've been single for 11 years and I'm fine. I mean, one of the, I've said it before in previous streams, one of the happiest people that I personally know is single and asexual. And financially they're doing really well. They could focus on themselves. They just didn't need a romantic relationship and they could basically start all in their endeavors without that. I don't know, people might look down on him, but I'm like, look at that guy. He has achieved what he wanted in life, and now he's living retirement with a lot of money, big car, very luxurious apartment. Not that material things like that always correlate with being happy, of course, but been talking to this girl, but she would rather hang out with the narcissist I told you about that treats her like an object. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. I mean, I don't know the person, and but I just know that sometimes people who are very empathetic, or people who have been abused by narcissists before because they were in families, they unfortunately tend to be drawn to these kinds of people, so there's not a lot that you can do in that case. Non-binary? Who's non-binary? Your ex? Someone's trans? Problem with love is I can't admit to someone that I love them. I can talk to them, but I say I have feelings. It's so hard to me. Have a strange taste in women. I mean, strange taste, sure. I mean, is it really strange? But not being able to admit you love, that's quite interesting. I wonder where that comes from. Well, you don't know what that means? Accepted that I lost a battle, but maybe you dodged a bullet. Maybe. I mean, who knows? I know it's really unfair, but if you just yearn, and if you go fawning and just chasing people that are always unavailable, that's a battle that you're never gonna win. You just withdraw and then that's it. My ex is a chick, but she started identifying as non-binary after she dumped me. Okay, but then technically she is indeed trans. Because trans is basically you identify as a gender that you did not have at birth. When I travel, I go alone. There's been brief moments where I thought it'd be nice to have someone to share the moments with, but I get over that quickly. Going alone is better than missing out. Yeah, and as I said, I know people who like the solitude. Non-binary means not in the gender binary. Yeah, exactly. Someone who is neither a boy or a girl, but someone in between or outside those two positions. Yeah, it's neither male nor female, and not gender neutral either. It's a third position outside of those. And remember, regardless of what you've been told from high school biology, because that's a very simple... I mean, it's a simplification, you know. Same reason why you don't read about the... I mean, in school, you usually come across the info that there's 3 different aggregate states. So, liquid, solid, and gas. But that's not true. There's more than that. But you don't learn about the quantum weird structure of in the core of a neutron star, because that's something so specific and you need to understand math where there's no numbers anymore, but almost all exclusively very strange lines, as normies might say. Yeah, the same way you don't learn about the fact that gender or sex is actually not binary, but it is bimodal. Oh, crud. Have to reset again. Hey there, spider. Was pretty nervous about going to Germany on my own, but it ended up being a massive confidence booster. Oh, that's nice. You start to identify as non-binary while you were still dating. Would you have stayed? I would have. That's a good question. My strange taste is that a woman must have a good personality first before look. Well, that's not strange at all. I think that's actually a good thing. Personality also does a lot to me. You could be like a model. You could be the most handsome guy in the universe, but if you're a narcissist or just an ASS, then watch that attraction vanish. No, that would disgust me. I don't care what color a woman is. If she's hot, then that's it. No, that's very good. I hate women with big things. I don't want to say it. Okay. Well, I mean, unusual, yes, but strange, nah. You're definitely not alone on that. Western chicks ain't it, to be honest. Wanna try my luck in Europe? I don't know how they are. It really depends. You can't really chuck all European women in one bucket. That wouldn't work. There's like Spaniards are different than Italians, are different than Germans, are different than even Luxembourgers, although even if I am a Luxembourgish chick, but still, I would advise you to not pick a Luxembourger. They're usually very snootish. I'm better than you because my dad owns, I don't know. I personally identify as a Bose-Einstein condensate. Yeah, that's the very quirky aggregate state where when you have a temperature of exactly 0, so 0 degrees Kelvin, which theoretically isn't possible, and then the atoms and molecules, they basically exist in various different positions. And it was Bose and Einstein who proved the math behind it, and that's why it's called that. But yeah, that's one aggregate state that you never hear about in high school because the math needed to fully understand what it's about. You don't have that in high school. That's university stuff. Hey there, Emo Kid. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? I don't know, to be honest, James, she was very woke to the point where she just justifies racism and sexism against me. Wait, so she became so woke that she became anti-woke again? Like a integer overflow? That is very weird. I think you dodged a bullet there. Just being a majority doesn't mean that they can just trample you. I'm really excited though for tomorrow and Tuesday because tomorrow night we're playing video games and Tuesday me, my crush and 2 mutual friends are hanging out, so hopefully it goes well. Alright, fingers crossed that goes well, Kaiser Kamazin. Bose-Einstein plasma, yeah, there's others as well, like in neutron stars. And when you have particles, I mean, temperature is nothing else basically in physics than the kinetic energy of particles. So how much do particles move or oscillate or vibrate? And the more they oscillate, the more movement there is. That's what kinematic is. And that's where cinema comes from. It's etymologically it means movement or moving. And theoretically, you attain a very specific aggregate state when all the molecules are moving at the speed of light. Which, if the molecules have mass, which molecules tend to have, because they're baryonic matter, well, that's impossible. But still, there's very specific quantum mechanical quirkiness that arises from that, and that's also another state that you never hear about in high school, because why would you? It's like something so theoretical. Haven't even heard of a Bose-Einstein condensate in university. Yeah, you need to study something like physics and be into quantum mechanics or astrochemistry, something like that. It comes up sometimes in cosmology, you know, the study of how the universe will change and end in the far future. And even then, it's very, like, it's something that usually comes up when you talk about the math of temperature changes. Maybe. And even then, it's like PhD or along that level. I cried all night with Luis Miguel songs and Love of My Life from Queen. Yeah, it's good that we have songs or just things like that that give you comfort, you know. My gender is Flarespion. Is that a gender? Jesus Christ, it's too late for quantum mechanics. It's never too late for quantum mechanics, emo kid. At least that's my motto. My gender is John. Here we go with the John thing again. Just saying that when they say, but that's biology, yeah, you're arguing when they say there's not only two sexes or two genders. Like, no, you never read any serious scientific publication on that topic. If you would have, then you would say it's bimodal, which is not the same as binary. Rick and Morty chat. And we had the politics, we had the quantum mechanics now, which is nice. And a bit of morbid stuff as well. We've done it all. The chat has been completed. Or do you think there's some things missing? You're officially my favorite chatter, no Charmeleon. Yeah, the John love is strong there. Shouldn't I just call the Puccina John? If you can't think of a name, just stereotypically, just automatically go towards John. Still hard to let go though, Yana. Any tips? To be fair, last time I had a heartbreak like that was when I was a teenager, and you're in a completely different mind state, and just it's a different social context. Any tips? Do you have loved ones where you can talk about that? I wouldn't shy that. Unfortunately, a lot of men don't talk about their feelings, even though they should, and they're not any less of a man if they do. So yeah, don't bottle it up. That's definitely a tip I would give you. If you need to listen to music and bawl your eyes out, then do it. If that helps you, then go ahead. Any fellow Johner is a friend of mine. A fellow Johner, the Christ of the Church of John, the Johnists. Sir, have you heard of our Lord and Savior John? Have you heard about shinies appearing? No, apparently I haven't heard of that. Still no shiny, and it's almost 2 hours. What the heck? Is this yet another stream without a single shiny? But we had politics, and we had quantum mechanics. Still, at least one shiny would be nice. She was my first girlfriend and my best friend at the same time. What we had was beautiful. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I know this is really hard to let go. Especially relationship like that where it's also the best friend. Really hard to replace. I definitely understand if you get the feeling that it's irreplaceable. But remember, there's a lot of people out there. Billions of them, in fact. And you can definitely still meet someone who might be even better. Thought I sent you a nickname for the Poogina last night. Maybe I just thought I hit send or something. Didn't receive anything. Let me check. Maybe I missed it. No, I don't see anything. But you can send it again, and then we can do the trade. Actually, we could do the trade right now. Since I only have to use home. Oh wait, I haven't transferred the Poogina yet. My bad. Thanks, Yana. Legit. Yeah, you're welcome. Hard to give advice since I've been in a relationship like that for like 14 years at this point. But that was more luck than anything. But definitely know that being single is better than being in a relationship and trapped in a very toxic one. I've seen people age 20 years just because they were in a relationship like that. And, you know, the stereotypical love yourself first or learn to love yourself first, but it's true though. I know sometimes you just are sick of hearing that, but can't deny that it's actually good advice. Was sitting there unsent. I see. I also do that sometimes. I think it's an autism thing. Such a shame that no shiny until now. I really wonder. I think I really need to get the battle video method working. Because then I don't have to wait the same time again and again. So I already have a video saved around frame 14,000 and I have tried it offline, but as of now still no results. If I get that to work, that will definitely help me. I think all these NPCs, they seem to really skew the frame advancement. Had those moments of doubt while with her. It happens sooner or later. Yeah, you don't want to live with doubts your whole life or like 10, 20 years. That will eat you up. So maybe you dodged a bullet in that regard. Can't mourn some bad thing if it didn't happen. If anything, that's reason to be happy. Also, I can't do it right now anyways because I don't have a Pokemon in my home box and I'm not home to put some in there. Ah, okay. Yeah, I just said, wait, I do have some Pokemon ready to be traded, but it's not the Poogina. Alright, let's see. I'm in a relationship. I met them online though, so well, long distance. Never. Oh yeah, a long distance relationship. How is it like? Sorry, I was AFK for 5 minutes. Did I miss anything? No shiny yet. It's really kind of worrying. I mean, I think these NPCs keep messing up my frames. Usually I should have had a shiny until now, and I don't. Like, not even a single one. It is a shame. I mean, there's so many new interesting shinies that I can get here. I haven't been in many relationships, and honestly it's for the better because most time I have been, I ended up being hurt some way or another. Yeah, that can sometimes hurt really bad. First time I was in a relationship, I also wasn't ready to be in one, so it's for the best I haven't been in another one. Yeah, good to see that you have the self-reflection to be able to see that. Seems like a lot of people don't even have that possibility. Really can't believe the night we split she used "you're too committed" as a reason. Wait, that's a good thing, being very committed in a relationship. At least if the relationship structure is like a classical monogamous one. That's a good thing, being committed. There's a reason it really hurt me. I remember that till this day. Yeah, that I see how that hurts you, but that might have been a big dodged bullet. People who say that, more often than not, they might cheat on you in the future. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if someone says you're too committed, and just for them, commitment doesn't mean anything. And if you are someone who really values commitment, then a relationship constellation like that is probably not gonna work. I know it sounds really dry when I say it like that, but I think we should just be able to openly talk about it, and sometimes things like that need to be said. And you need to hear it and then realize it. Or maybe you're saying it to yourself. But yeah, I'm sure you'll find, one day you'll find what you're looking for. Maybe not where you are right now, maybe somewhere else. Phew, really warm. But what a shame, no shinies. Definitely have to get that stupid battle video method to work. I never cheated, I had the option, never did. Very good. I was loyal, we used to fight verbally. I never abused her and I always listened to her. Yeah, I mean, in a relationship, a good functional relationship, and I can speak about that since I am in one, it requires give and take. And if you only give, but you never get from the other person, that's not a good constellation. That's not something you want to be involved in. That's gonna drain you psychically. I know this might sound like some kind of woo or pseudoscience, but no, it's gonna drain you of energy, of good things. And maybe if you're in a relationship like that, and then it ends after, I don't know, 10 years, then you're not only are you gonna be heartbroken over that, but also you probably will have trust issues. I've seen that happen a lot, and be happy that at least that didn't happen, that you didn't waste 10 years of commitment to a person that doesn't value it anyway. That really needs to be congruent. You really need a partner who values the same stuff that you do. Still no shiny, come on. What is this? I wasn't looking for a relationship, but it just kind of happened. Same actually, Smokey Mario. I wasn't looking for one, and then it just happened. I've never been happier, that's nice to see. Today I went to the bathroom and I took my first deep okay, in 3 days, and I came up with a whole session of episodes for my fictional story just because you took, okay, have the idea thrown, right? Interesting. I guess TMI for some of you guys here, but thank you for sharing that, Ahmed. Very wise, Yana, you're right, better 3 years than 10. Or worse, 15, 20. I mean, I've talked to women who were in, because women usually share information like that, and men don't. Unfortunate, but although, anyway. They were in relationships like that for 50 years, you know, 50 years. They had children together, they had finances together, they had a house together, and everything lost because of things like that. And that hurts, you know. You can see it in their eyes, and I'm autistic, I'm not good at reading body language, but that is just so obvious that even I can see that immediately. This last year was horribly led on and stuff, so trust me, you want to be in a good, healthy relationship with someone. That situationship changed me a lot. Yeah, definitely. Being led on, that's just not just romantically being led on, but being led on in general is just disgusting. I mean, are people aware of how manipulative they are? I think sometimes they aren't, but I don't know. Hard to tell sometimes. Satisfied, actually, I got to experience a relationship and I left her in a better position than I found her. Wow. Hopefully another person will give you the same lift. Learned a lot and I feel like I've matured. Well, that's, yeah, sometimes you need pain. I know this might sound a bit bad, but sometimes you need to go through painful situation to mature. It's not nice, but in the end you'll either accept it. You don't have to accept the pain or just feel that it's justified. I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about you seeing how you matured and how you are better, not organized, but prepared for if a situation like that should arise again. And that's very, that's valuable. Not everyone has that kind of self-reflection. I was very shocked when I found that out. I thought that was normal, but no, some people never have that self-reflection, which is kind of scary if you think about it. Not gonna lie, just the sheer amazingness of the relationship I have made me become more agnostic than I was before, rather than completely atheist. Okay, interesting. I have the worst story for my first crush. I can't believe what I've done till day. Okay, so 2 years ago there was a girl, she was very positive and I had a crush on her because I felt love. Oh, so you actually felt love for her, yeah? Was your first one, you said? Hopefully you're not doing something too bad. Don't break the girl's heart too much. You should be a psychologist, Lol, you're very good at this, Yana. No, thank you. I mean, getting good at this, you just need to be a good listener. And, you know, I listen to people, what they say, what they feel. And then with just emotional maturity, you can put the puzzle pieces together. But I'm glad that made you happier. Unfortunately, no shiny, but guys, this is it for tonight. I have to do stuff tomorrow. Fortunately, yet another stream without any shinies, but still, we had fun. We had so many topics that we talked about. You know, first let me read the last comments and then I think I'm gonna say bye. One day at school, I was walking and she jumped right into my face and I punched her. She jumped into your face? Yeah, well, that warrants a punch though. That hurts. Didn't mean to, I was scared. I didn't know who she was. I didn't know. Okay, well, I don't think I feel too bad for that. I'm not lost on the irony that this person was in a situationship, has a German name meaning siren and a Gaelic last name meaning devil spawn. Sometimes it is, the name is the business, right? That's what lacks nowadays. Honestly, people are so caught up in their own lives that they forget how to be empathetic and listen. Yeah, definitely. So I try to be what people want to be, because I also like when people are empathetic and listening to me. In hindsight, if things like this are real, then that was some cosmic warning. Yeah, sometimes you could see it as a cosmic warning, definitely. Alright, so hopefully you had as much fun as I did, even we didn't get any shinies, but still. And as always, see you next time. Have a good one, goodbye, and good night.